Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm your humble host, Bear Tamer. I'm not live and direct, but I'm here to bring you a video talking about one of my most beloved tickers, VERO, and I want to give you my unbiased opinion. But before we get into that, a huge shout out to my community, guys. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your support. And Vera was an incredible play for us, another banger. Congratulations on you securing profit. And congratulations to retail traders all over the globe in general. I want us all to win. So it was a beautiful move, and I'm happy that we got an opportunity to secure gains there. All right. Now, with all of that being said, let's get to the chart so I can give you guys my unbiased opinion. Okay, guys, trust me, I love Vero. I made a video back in June 2025 talking about these potentials that it had, and it's had two big spikes. So you do understand I was bullish on the play. I am a bull. I don't short spike. I don't short stocks. So again, I still want to give you the hard, honest truth. All right. So let's get into the chart. I don't really have to do too much talking about this. Clearly, again, started running in Thursday after hours, took a nice dip, had a beautiful continuation in pre-market, another big move up in pre-market, and then it just continued into market hours. Just a beautiful move here. Beautiful chart, guys. I'm looking at a 5-minute chart. Beautiful move. Okay. I want to say this. Okay, guys. If you bought at these levels, $3, $2, $3.25, $4, $5, guys, you should not be in the red. Okay. If you are in the red right now, that was a bad trade on your part. I express this to my team on a daily basis. We secure gains no matter what. Okay. We cannot let FOMO and hopium get the best of us. We cannot let the social media feeds pump us up and get us hype. It had a beautiful run, guys. But at some point, enough profit has to be enough profit, right? This thing ran all the way to 1293. So if you got in here in pre-market, got at these levels, you even got in here early in the market, you should no longer be in this trade. Okay, you should be out of the trade, sitting on the sidelines, just like me and my community, just watching the aftermath and seeing what's next for Vero. Okay, because you have to understand, and this is a message for the Bears. When this run started, your job is to get out of the way. Okay, so I saw a lot of traders posting, "Oh, it's shorted, it's going in the garbage, it's going back to $1." Well, because of you being stubborn, you got burned on this move tremendously. Okay, but now we're going to reverse it for the bulls, right? And this message goes for both sides, guys. You got to know when to walk away from the trade. When the trade is going against you, step to the side. It was the bulls' turn. Now it's the bears' turn. Okay, you have to understand that. Okay, you should not have bought in. Even if you bought at $6 and you saw $12, you should not be in the red right now. Okay, if you are in the red, that is a terrible trade. I don't care what anyone has to say. Oh, it's going to go back up, don't worry. Well, if that's the case, think about it this way. If you would have bought at 6 and sold at 12, profits. Now you have an opportunity to buy it right back at your average and even lower. So if it is going to go back to 12, guess what? You're making double the money. That is the smarter trade. Okay. So I see a lot of questions. What's going to happen in Vero? What's going to happen in Vero? And I believe those questions are coming from bulls that bought after the spike, after these highs, and now they're in the red. That is just my assumption, because I see whoever's shorting this thing, they're celebrating, they're having a good old time, right, in the social media feed. So this video is more for the bulls that are now trapped. Okay. Now, clearly, if you're looking at the chart, you can see this thing falls into a bearish trend very quickly, guys, especially right after the lunch hour. This thing continues to drop, guys. This is why I say, listen, not everyone on social media is going to be like myself or Crass V to give you guys true due diligence. Like, hey, guys, you may want to step to the side because the trade is going against us. This is what we do for our team here on this platform, guys. Hey, it's not for us yet. Wait for the dip. Wait for the price to stabilize. That is what true traders that really care about the community is going to tell you. They're not going to pump this stock. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of bulls, I have to hold my fellow bulls accountable. You messed up and you bought in at the top And because you're so stubborn, you don't want to let go. And now that you're deep in the red, you're spamming the feed. Pump it. This is the dip. If you sell, you're stupid. Well, guess what, guys? If you really cared about your community and you cared about your fellow human beings, you would not tell them to get in a trade like this if you know what you're looking at. Okay. And that's the thing, guys. Not a lot of people even know how to read a chart. Okay. So again, be careful of who you want to follow on social media. All right. So now you can clearly see this isn't a bearish trend. You didn't see Bear Tamer posting it. Oh, this is the dip. I'm gonna jump back in. Why would I? I can see the trend is going down. You can see this thing, the EMA 9 is going below the 20. This thing is falling below my VWAP. It's just going down. Look at my indicators. Look at the MACD, red. Its signal is below. It's going down. RSI going down. CCI going down. So when you see people posting, buy the dip, oh, this is the time to get in, guys, that is a biased opinion. I encourage you guys to start getting into those posts and go, hey, why do you feel this way? What is it that you see? Especially if you don't know what you're doing yourself, guys. All right. Sometimes the feed can be a reliable source of information, but a majority are biased, guys. Okay. Good traders like me, we get drowned out by the noise. All right. Because I would have told you guys, stay clear of this. All right. So clearly selling pressure started to apply. Right. And once selling pressure, people are going to secure profits, guys. All right. We can't keep blaming the shorts, the shorts, the shorts, the shorts. You got to understand people that bought here, these lows, they're going to sell up here. And if they see a significant pullback enough, they're going to cut their losses eventually, guys. All right. Like for the traders that believe in securing their gains, they're going to start securing their profit. Oh, I'm up 300%. Oh, I'm only up 280% now. I'm gone. You have to understand there are very disciplined traders out there. Okay. So it's not just shorting, but the shorts are going to realize, hey, here's that resistance. They're starting to collect their gains. There's a little bit of selling pressure from them. We're going to apply more pressure. And that's where the bears jump in and apply their pressure even more. So now it's a combination of shorts and people securing their gains. And then when the price keeps dipping, then it's going to trigger panic sells. Right. So for whoever wanted to chase this thing all the way at the top at resistance, heavy resistance at that, right? Now, guess what? You're red, you're red, you're red. You're going to sell. Okay. All right. Those same people that are telling you buy the dip, pump it, they probably already bailed on you. They couldn't take that big of a loss and they left. And they don't comment after that at all. They just mind their business on the feed. Okay. I'm telling you, double research that. You'll see. Right. So it's going all the way down after hours. I would say if the price stabilized around the $8 range and started to find some new support there, I would say, the trend can possibly be changing back to the upside. But that's not what happened, guys. The selling pressure continued, guys. All right. And this thing dropped all the way to $5.62 after closing at $8. All right. So this is what I see happening to VERO. Based on what's in front of me, guys. It's below my moving average of 200. My EMA 9 is below my 20. Okay. The RSI really oversold, but that does not mean it's done dropping off. It doesn't matter. Something can be oversold for an entire day. Okay. Just like something can be overbought for an entire day. All right. CCI is looking on the way down, guys. Even your times and sales. I was watching this live in real time, guys. This time and sales, it was red, pure red. Pure red, guys. I barely saw any green. Okay. So clearly everything, all my indicators, the chart, everything is telling me this is on a downtrend. Wait for it to stabilize. Okay, guys. Fortunately for us, it did stabilize around this 560, 570 range. And if you go back, you'll see in pre-market, it also started to stabilize around that price before making its next move up. So this would be a key price. Okay, this 562, I believe 561 was the lowest of lows. You want to see it hold that price range. Okay, if it holds it, and I'm not saying for 5 minutes, have patience, guys. I'm not saying for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You may have to wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I would even say wait until 7 a.m., 8 a.m., because that's where the bigger brokers open. And now you'll really see how everyone feels about this stock. Okay. If your goal is to average down, if you didn't over leverage yourself and you're in a position to get your average all the way down, congratulations to you. But most traders, I already know from my own experience of being a rookie over 12 years ago, trust me, a lot of people just over leveraged themselves, YOLO'd, bought everything they could at the very top. So they cannot average down. Right now, they're on hopium. They're hoping that this thing comes back up. And this leads to my point now. At market close, right, when you take all the shares that all the shareholders have, no matter if their average was at 12 bucks or if their average is at $2, there has to be an average share price. That average share price was at $9.20. So at market close, majority of traders are already holding a bag. They're already in the red. So the fact that this continued to plummet, right? And unfortunately, the market tools don't work, off hours. So I cannot see the most updated information. But what I can tell you is that number is now going to update, okay? In terms of how many people are in the red. It will no longer be $9.20. I'm going to make an assumption that it is going to lower down to the $6 range unless, unless the bulls can get this price back to $8 by market open. That is going to be your reality. Okay. Another thing that I want you guys to look at is, remember, this started from $1.44. You do realize this closed market price at 144 and it opened the next day at around 577, give or take, right? Or 568. Again, listen to that 568 price level. There's going to be a gap to fill, right? Doesn't mean that the market has to fill the entire gap, right? Let me take you to a daily chart. It doesn't mean that they need to fill the entire gap, but you have to acknowledge there is a gap there, okay? The high was 147 the day before the run, and this thing, the low was 568. There's a gap, guys, all right, to 147. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way to 147. It does not have to fill at all. Just something for traders to be aware of when they jump in these trades. Always have these things in your mind, okay? But I'm going to go back to the 5-minute chart, okay? Now, look at this. Does this look, now if you bought these dips and sold at these highs, if you did quick scalps, congratulations. You took, you made a good move there. You did not hold longer than you needed to. But there are going to be traders that are stubborn, and there are going to be traders that are not in a position to average down. But if you are, I would suggest you wait, and you wait to see where that price stabilizes at, where you see, okay, this is a solid footing, okay, not a glass floor, concrete, asphalt. You want to make sure that, okay, it's holding here. Everyone is done selling. Whoever was selling, panic selling, they're gone now. Here's the new support. Now you have to rely on people wanting to average down, right, to apply some buying pressure. You're going to have to rely on your fellow bulls now to step in and say, okay, we want to buy this again for the potential that it might run back up. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. You have to be realistic. This dip, this fall from 1293 all the way to 562 killed confidence. Okay. So a lot of bulls don't like what they see, and they may not want to entertain it at all. So another thing for you to look at when it comes to Tuesday in pre-market is that volume. Okay. You want to see what volume looks like, because guys, if there is no volume, the bears will apply more pressure. Okay. It's going to be so much easier for them to drop the price because there is no one buying it. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of things. I just want everyone to be realistic. Everyone keeps asking if it's going to go back up. In order for this thing to go back up, it needs to find support here. Bulls have to step in. The bulls that are bag holding have to hold, because, and this is the tough thing. Everyone wants to blame the shorts all the time, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Your bulls that are bag holding, they are dying to break even. Some of them, they can say whatever they want. They're pumping, oh, it's going back up. Don't worry. I assure you, if their average is at $9 and they're talking about, oh, it's going back to 12, the minute that price hits $9, they will break even and leave. Some bulls don't care about profit anymore. They just want to break even, or if they can minimize the damage. I was down 10,000. I'm down 1,000 now. I'll take that. I don't care what happens, because they're just grateful to clean up the mess that they made. Okay. So again, be careful of what you're reading on social media. Okay. People will do what is best for them. Okay. I'm going to be very honest about that. Not everyone is going to give you unbiased due diligence. I'm a bull, and I'm telling you right now, if it was me and I had an average of $9 and I made a bad call, the minute that thing gets to $9, if I'm lucky enough, I'm gone. I'm going to close out that position, break even. And if I do see true support, maybe I might go back in, but a very small position and a very tight stop loss. Okay. I just want to give you guys the reality of it. Okay. People will say one thing and do something else. This is why it is your job to protect your account. It is your job to look at the trend and say, hey, they're saying buy this thing, but why? Okay. Again, that average cost for the shares is going to be $9.20, which means you guys have, if there's any chance, you have to get it to that point, which means you have to clear people out. You have to buy all those shares that are waiting to be sold going up to that point. And then again, you have to understand there's going to be additional pressure because there are people with $12 averages, $11 averages right now. Again, that climb back to that 1293 area is going to be tougher. It's not going to be easy the way it was when it first ran because there was nothing in the way. There was no resistance. Once we broke a certain price, it was gone. But now you have to understand there's new bag holders in the way, guys. Okay, there are new bag holders. So it's not going to be such an easy climb. So stop telling yourself that. The only way we blow back up to this $12, $13 range is if volume comes in, the bulls come in, buying pressure comes in, or VERO themselves drops an amazing catalyst to bring the hype back in. That is the only way. If you do not have volume, you don't have a solid catalyst, consider this thing, shorts may collect their gains, guys, but to just say it's going back to 12, 13 bucks, we don't know that. We have to wait and see what happens, okay? So what is going to happen to VERO if you guys cannot get up to these levels, to the 9? Once you get to that $11.75 level, resistance above that is very light, okay? So that is the bull's mission. You need to get this price all the way back up there because now you have to clear up the bag holders and and release them, get them out of the way. And guys, it's not going to be easy because shorts are seeing the same information and they're going to look at where the peak pressure is, which right now is at $9.20. That's where they're going to load it up. When we get to that if we get to the $9.20, that's where you're going to see a big walls, big share. All of a sudden, you're going to see all these big walls. And guess what? People that are maybe trying to sell at 10 bucks, they're going to see that and and go, oh my God, they're not going to get past this wall. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to lower their selling average to that same price or just attack the bid and say, you know what, let me get out of here. Even if bulls do step in and they do buy at that 6, if they see that huge wall at 920, they're going to collect. They're going to be like, you know what? That's too much. There's not enough volume to combat that. So everyone that's bag holding at 10, 11, 12, they don't stand a chance. So please, people, you have to be realistic with your trade, okay? That is the only way. If that does not happen, guys, if there is no volume, the bears can continue to apply pressure and continue to attack the bid. And guess what? That's going to kill confidence. Anyone that is in the red, that is now going deeper into the red, they will continue to panic sell, okay? And again, we can't say this is a crash. You have to say the market is correcting itself as well. Because again, please keep in mind, this thing was at $1.30, okay? All right, we have to be realistic, okay? Again, I am sorry that you guys are in the red for whoever is in the red for whatever the reason, but this is why I emphasize on a daily basis on my platform, you cannot be greedy, okay? Enough profit has to be enough profit. If you even chased it late at 11 bucks and you saw 1293, at least have a stop loss at 1220 or something. Like just to sit there and watch it go red and watch it plummet, that is bad trading, guys, okay? And I say that from the bottom, it's from a place of love, guys, but we have to correct that behavior, all right? So that's all that I pretty much have for you guys. I don't need to drag this out any further, but that's what it's going to take, guys, all right? You're going to need volume, and you're going to need the bulls to step up. You're going to need the bulls that are bag holding to hold in order for this thing to have a smooth transition up, guys. But the reality is that they're going to do what's best for them. It doesn't matter what their last 30 posts said for them to pump their stock. If they are able to reclaim their average, they're going to bail on you, okay? It's going to be a tougher climb to get back to that 13 now, all right? And with that being said, guys, I thank you for your time. Catch you guys on the next live trading stream. Thank you.